Good morning. Welcome to Simply Country Cuisine. Well, this is the week after Christmas, and I know we're getting ready for New Year's. I actually saw this on Facebook the other day, and I thought, wow, what a wonderful New Year's Eve cookie. You could, if you had a few people over for New Year's Eve, you could probably do this right in front of them and kind of wow them a little bit maybe. They'd be nice and warm and soft. But this is a chocolate waffle cookie. And I thought, how cute, how fun this would be. So let's go ahead and get making it, all right? So we're gonna start with creaming a half a cup or a whole stick of butter. And I'm not gonna use my mixer for any of this. I wanna pretty much cream and do everything by hand. Get all the butter off. And 2 room temperature eggs. Now the butter needed to be room temperature, and you remember the little trick I told you? Put it on top of the dishwasher when your dishwasher's hot and your counter's hot, and it'll soften it. And it's been sitting out with the eggs. And now I'm just going to try to cream this by hand. Which might be a little bit difficult. Okay, so we've tried to cream it by hand and that wasn't working, so we are now going to try the hand mixer and cream it up. We've got our butter and our eggs kind of creamed together. We had to use a hand mixer because apparently I just didn't want to do it by hand. And now we're going to add the cocoa powder, which is 6 tablespoons of unsweetened cocoa powder. And we're going to add some vanilla, and it calls for 1 teaspoon of vanilla. And then we'll mix this until it combines. Okay, I'm going to fold this in now with a rubber spatula because the batter is going to be thicker than our normal pancake or waffle batter. And now we're going to incorporate the sugar and the flour. We'll start with the sugar. That is 3/4 of a cup of white granulated sugar. Now I'm going to add 1 cup of all-purpose flour. Okay, now that we have our flour and our sugar and all of our dry ingredients incorporated in, the batter is very, very thick. So now we're going to come over to the waffle iron. I've preheated my waffle iron. I'm going to spray it with a little spray and use the small cookie scoop to put them in. So we'll come over to the waffle iron. I'm just going to give my waffle iron a little spritz. I'm going to put 1 small scoop of cookie dough per section in the waffle iron. Close the iron. 2 minutes. Cook it about 2 minutes. And while we're doing that, over a double boiler, and remember, I had a double boiler question this week from a friend of mine at church. She said her chocolate, she was doing white chocolate, and it was separating when she was mixing it. Well, number 1, if you're using it for candy purposes, add a little bit of solidified coconut oil to your chocolate, your white or brown chocolate. But this time I did not. But when you're using a double boiler, if you're a makeshift one, don't let the water touch the bottom of the bowl. Let it boil and cause the heat and the steam to melt the chocolate. Because if it touches the bottom of the bowl, first of all, it's going to splatter all out. It's going to splatter water up into your chocolate, and that's going to separate your chocolate. So try to remember that. I also have a cooling rack over here because when the cookies come out, I'm going to set them here, and then I thought I'd dip them in the chocolate and frost them. All right, now my waffle iron says that it's ready, so let's check them and see. And they are, and we'll take them out. Lay them on the cooling rack because that's going to be way too hot to surface touch. They smell really good. And they're soft. So you could be doing this if you had a few friends over gathering. You could make them up, have some vanilla ice cream, serve them warm. That would be really a good treat. While I'm letting those cool, I'm going to actually add some more batter to my waffle iron and continue making cookies. This happens to be a special treat. I'm sure my husband, Mark, and my son-in-law, Robert, are going to really, really like. I'm going to take the cookie and just kind of dip it into the chocolate, melted chocolate. You could probably immerse it in there if you wanted to, but and there you have chocolate waffle cookies. How simple and easy was that? And you probably have all the ingredients in your cupboard. Well, Happy New Year. Looking forward to a wonderful 2022 year. And may God's blessings prosper you and bless you throughout the year. If you don't have a place to worship, please join us at Glad Tidings Assembly of God in Leander. And please subscribe, like, and share these videos. Now remember, next week will be the 1st of January, and we've promised you a special treat. What we're going to do is have audience participation. So be prepared for it. Looking forward to seeing you. Happy New Year.